Welcome to the explainer. In a world that's all digital, have you ever thought about owning something real, something you can actually hold in your hand? Well, that's what we're talking about today. We're going to dive deep into the world of silver bullion and basically turn all that complex information out there into a simple, clear roadmap for you. This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? We're not talking about complicated charts or digital codes here. It's about holding a physical thing that has real, tangible value. So let's unpack what that really means for an investor.
Okay, first things first. When we say silver bullion, what are we even talking about? Because, it's not exactly the same thing as the silver necklace or ring you might be wearing.
Right, so here's the key. Think of a silver bar as an investment tool. Its price tag is all about two things: how much it weighs and what the global price of silver is at that very moment. The fancy design, the shiny finish, that's all secondary. It's really just about owning the pure metal itself.
So we've got the what down, but why? Why would you want a physical chunk of metal in your portfolio instead of, more stocks or bonds? Well, there are actually some pretty big reasons. This is where it gets really interesting. Silver is kind of like the Swiss Army knife of investments. It does so many things. For starters, it can help protect your money when inflation goes crazy. It helps spread your risks so you're not all in on the stock market. And get this, it's actually used in tons of industries like electronics and solar panels. So it's got this dual identity, It's both money and a crucial material. And honestly, just being able to hold your investment in your hand, that's a big deal.
All right, so the benefits of silver are pretty clear, but where you buy it matters a lot. The source material we're digging into really zeroes in on one place in particular: Dubai. So what's the big deal about buying silver there?
It really all comes down to trust and things just working the way they should. Think about it. If you're buying a physical asset, you want to know the price is fair, right? You want lots of options, and you definitely want to know you can sell it easily when you're ready. Dubai's market basically checks all those boxes, so you can invest without the usual headaches. Okay, so you've picked your asset, silver, and you've picked your market. Now for the fun part, choosing the actual bar. And let me tell you, this is definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of decision. You've got options.
This is kind of like choosing a car. Do you want the sleek, polished sports car or the rugged, functional pickup truck? Minted bars are the sports cars. They look perfect, super detailed, and they often come in fancy packaging. Great for gifts or smaller buys. Cast bars, they're the pickup truck. A little rough around the edges maybe, but they're built for one thing: getting the job done. And in this case, that means giving you the most silver for your buck, which is why the big investors usually go for them. And then there's another big choice you got to make. Do you go with a local hero like Emirates Gold, which everyone in the UAE knows and trusts? Or do you pick a global superstar like Pamp Suisse, which is recognized pretty much everywhere? The right answer really depends on your game plan, especially where you think you might sell it down the road. And of course, size matters. You can start small with these tiny little 1 gram or 10 gram bars. They're super affordable and easy to sell off one by one if you need to. But as you go bigger, all the way up to those heavy 1 kilo bars, you start saving money on a per gram basis. The little extra fee you pay over the silver price gets smaller. So it's this constant balancing act, right? Easy to sell versus best value for your money. So we've gone through the what, the why, the where, and all the different kinds of bars. Let's pull all of this together and get to the most important point of all. And here it is, the bottom line. There is no single best silver bar for everyone. It just doesn't exist. If your goal is to stack as much silver as you can for the lowest possible cost, then that big, heavy cast bar is probably your best friend. But if you're looking for a really special gift, that perfect little minted bar is the way to go. It all comes back to you, your goals, your budget. That's what makes a bar the right one. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this question to chew on. What are your financial goals? Are you playing the long game, looking for bulk savings? Or do you need the flexibility to sell off small pieces? Is a global brand name important to you, or is the local market where you'll be operating? Once you start asking yourself these kinds of questions, you're not just learning about silver anymore. You're actually building a smart, confident investment strategy.